And ladies, we've really gotten to know each other.
Oh, it's a blast.
I have had a blast.
I've had a great time with this cast. They're amazing.
There's a lot of estrogen.
The story itself is fun to work with. You know, it deals with a lot of real events, real emotion.
I think the show requires a bonded cast.
These 6 women have been friends their entire lives. They can finish each other's sentences.
It's all about women and struggles that we still face today, even though it's, you know, based in the 80s.
Well, pink is my signature color.
It was a lot of fun to work with the cast. You know, I mean, they're such creative people that a lot of the ideas I can't personally take credit for because they're the ones that inspired me as much as I hoped to inspire them while working on the show.
My name is Laura Keithley, and I play Shelby.
Mama, I'm gonna have a baby.
Laura, playing Shelby. She's a very talented actress.
The way she does the seizure and everything, like watching it, it's not performing when I'm like shocked because like she does such a good job.
But she really brings a new side of the character where you don't just feel for Malin's character as her mom.
You can see it on stage because they do have a bond.
But you also really feel for Shelby's character, the things that she's going through and the things that want to make her happy in life.
Hi, I'm Lonnie Curry, and I play Clary Belcher.
It's a bug.
It's fine jewelry.
And I think Clary is so much like the lady.
She has this way of standing out and making the character her own and bringing that dry wit to the character.
That is the stupidest thing I have ever heard of.
I think she's really fun to watch.
Put her in that role, and I keep telling her, I was like, I'm not losing my Clary after this process.
She's so proper, but then she'll say like such mean things about like people outside the beauty shop.
It's tough to tell if Lonnie's joking or if she's serious, and I think that's what makes her so funny. Because when you think about what she said, it may take you 5 minutes, but you look back at what she said, and you're like, oh, now I know what she was trying to say, and it is funny.
My name is Gemma McCardle, and I play Truvy.
Sam is so confused. He didn't know whether to scratch his watch or wind his butt.
Truvy's kind of the peacekeeper, but you know she's also a shoulder to cry on.
I think Truvy, you know, she's like the gossip, but you can tell like she doesn't gossip about the people in her circle. So I think that's a really admirable quality.
Gemma is very much like that in real life. You know, she's playing a character, but she's also sort of playing herself. She's allowing the audience to see who she really is in real life.
Every time there's a change in topic or a change in direction of the play or of the scene, it's truly changing the direction.
Fun-loving and sweet and, again, high energy, but there's a little sadness there too, so she has to be very careful that she can portray both of those things.
I don't think the play would move without Truvy.
My name is Lucy Metzger, and I'm playing Nell.
It would seem you made everybody's list.
First meeting her, she was very shy, much like her character is.
She's like really, really ditzy, but she means well.
As you got to know her, you realize she's just as funny and just as outgoing as Annelle turns out to be later on.
Lucy is young. She's playing Annelle at her own age, but she's also a theater student, and so she has enough background to know, and she's just been wonderful to fit right in.
So it's like ditzy with a purpose.
Again, she just kind of warms to the group. You know, she started out very, you know, like a caterpillar and then turned into that butterfly toward the end of us rehearsing.
My name is Kelly Lomas, and I play the character of Malin Eatonton.
Do you realize we are being rude to poor Annette?
Hell.
Whatever.
With Kelly, she really brings that maternal feel to the character, but also that slight sarcasm that Kelly has in real life.
You can tell she's drained, and she just put it all out there.
You can just tell like there's so much love between them. Like they are each other's world.
The last scene and that whole intense,
I want to know why.
bringing that feeling to life and really just kind of the heart of the moment.
And she feels that she has lost something. I don't know what she's thinking about up there. I don't want to ask her because I wouldn't want to like risk ruining it, you know, or putting any energy into whatever that thought is. But whatever it is, it's working and it's getting all of the emotion out.
My name is Marie Olson, and I'm playing the lovely and wonderful Weeza Boudreaux.
Kill, man, kill!
She's always been the plucky, you know, if there's a tense situation, Marie's always there to kind of break up that tension and make everybody laugh.
Physically, they turned me into my mother.
She's not as grumpy as Weeza, but she's got an acerbic wit, so it fits well.
That must be fun to play that role because you get to be just nasty and get away with it and people still love you anyway.
Is she behind me? Yeah, she is.
I love that Weezer has this like veneer of like awful, horrible, mean, heartless.
Because she has more money than God.
She does care so much about everyone, but it's like a subtlety. You have to pay attention to it.
Marie is Weezer as much as Weezer is Marie.
No, it's all secret. Oh, it's all secret.
We were just us. And then we were still able to bring part of us into our role.
Because you have the time to spend on these individual relationships and then also as a group.
Women in a group over time just tend to bond better, and to do this kind of play you really have to.
But just the way that we've really worked with the characters, I think it's come across that way.
We could just focus on what we were doing.
You think when you start out as a director, you're like, I'm going to teach these people all these things that I want them to know, or I want them to learn, things that I've learned. But then you realize that there's so much that you're learning from them too. There's so much that they can bring to a character or to a story that you never thought of. You know, and just having that open-mindedness, you know, all 7 of us, all 8 of us, with Steven being my assistant, and just really just brainstorming. You know, we'd sit back at rehearsals after the rehearsal itself was over and just discuss, okay, let's change these things because it doesn't quite work, because this person, it pulls it off better in a different way.
This amazing cast, just being able to do this.
And trusting the people on stage to be there for you and give you the energy back that you need to stay in that very out of character for you.
I think one of the things I really like is setting up straight lines for Weezer to knock out of the park too.
To hit that energy and have people react to what you're saying, it's like a drug.
But there were times where we just got together and kind of goofed off too.
And I think we all opened up and allowed each other into pieces of our lives that we wouldn't have had an opportunity to do at just a regular rehearsal.
Just like being with your family, you know, that home feeling you get when you just sit in a room with people you've been friends with, or you know, your family that you've known for years. You just kind of feel comfortable. There's no pressure to talk about anything specific. It's just relaxing and winding down and talking about your life.
It is like a sisterhood, which I think is what the show is about, is that sisterhood.